guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. Well, it's time for another Disney World updates video. Of course, I do have an update in here that has nothing to do with Disney World, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So basically, it's a Disney updates video. You guys ready for it? Let's get started. But first, oh my goodness, happy back to school, guys. For those of you who are parents or the kiddos that do indeed watch my channel, I can't believe how fast summer went by. You kids are back to school, which means for me, I get to film without worrying about where my children are and how quiet they are and all that good stuff. But I wanted to wish you guys a happy back to school season. So let's get into it, okay? So the first really big change that kind of came out about a week ago is regarding park pass reservations. So I'm assuming all of you guys know this, but in case you do not, when you decide to go to Disney World right now and Disneyland, you can't just buy a park ticket and show up. You have to purchase a park ticket, and then you have to go and make reservations for your park of the day, therefore locking in your spot inside that park. Kind of makes sense? Basically, this is how Disney decides what their capacity level is going to be on a given day. So the biggest change that has come out is to these park pass reservations. Basically, the park pass reservation system, which has been in place since Disney reopened per COVID. And for those of you who are asking, no, it is not going away. Bob has said that this is basically here to stay. So love it or hate it, it's the way it is, and we just have to deal with it, unfortunately. So let's get into the update. Again, you purchase a park ticket and then you go in to your app, right? The My Disney Experience app, and you have to make park pass reservations for everyone who is going to the park that day for your first park of the day. I say first in case you are hopping. So let's get into it. So the biggest change that happened in this system update, so to speak, or as Disney likes to call them, magical enhancements. The biggest change is you can now modify your reservations versus canceling. Now, this is a pretty big deal because before, if you had reservations for, say, Epcot, but then a reservation opened for Hollywood Studios and you're like, yeah, I want to do Star Wars, you would have to cancel Epcot first, go out of the system, back into the system to try to then score Hollywood Studios. And this made a lot of guests nervous because by the time they have canceled Epcot, what if Hollywood is already gone and therefore they don't even get their Epcot because they canceled it? So Disney has changed the system. You now can go in and modify. Therefore, you're not canceling anything until you've been approved for that modification. So that's like the biggest change that happened. But then a few other little things that are kind of making the system a little quirky, depending on if you are involved in these other changes. So the next change is that they're allowing you, which is kind of cool, to make reservations for your entire party at a single time. And get this, your entire party can be up to 30 people. Now, this is great for those of you who love to do giant Walt Disney World reunions. I know you guys have seen them. All the people that go to the theme park and they're all wearing the exact same t-shirt or the same colored t-shirt. And you're thinking, oh my, how many families are there? That is a giant family reunion. Well, this change is great for you guys because up to 30 people, you guys can make park pass reservations at one time, meaning you don't have to make it for this family of 4 and then this family of 4 and then this family of 5. You can do everyone at the same time, up to 30 people. And the other little trick is it's letting you make park pass reservations at the same time for all ticket types. Now, for most people, they book a Disney World reservation, they include tickets in the reservation. They have one type of ticket, right? The typical family has one type of ticket because it's booked with their reservation. So this really doesn't apply to you. But let's say you're going with grandma, who's a local, and she's an AP. Or you're going with a friend of a friend who happens to be a cast member. Or you're going and you're meeting a friend there who bought a one-day ticket. people who have different types of tickets, previously you would have to book the AP people, me, on their own, and then I'd have to book my husband on his own because he has standalone tickets. Now you can group everyone together, and actually in the system, it lets you decide what type of ticket you want. So if you are someone who has a 1-day ticket for whatever reason, but then you also have a 4-day ticket because perhaps you have a trip coming up, or in this odd case, what if you have a 1-day ticket, who knows how you got it, and it's a non-hopper? But then on part of your reservation package, you have a 4-day hopper. Well, you don't want to hop on the day you've arrived because you're not arriving until 3 p.m. and you don't want to hop that day. Now you can associate which ticket, with what day, meaning the day you arrive, you can choose to use the non-hopper, and then you would apply the hopper tickets for the rest of your trip. Now, for most of you, like I said, this particular part of the change won't really apply to you, but basically what they're doing is they're making it easier for all types of combinations of people and situations involved, because not everyone, unfortunately, is as easy as breezy as I booked a package with the 4-day hopper and those are the only tickets I have. Some people have additional tickets in their account, and so this allows you to book your whole group, again, up to 30 people's worth with multiple ticket types. So that way if someone in the group's an AP, someone's a cast member, someone's got hoppers, whatever, you can book them all at the same time. So this is a nice change. The other thing that came with the change is the calendar. So typically when you would book a park pass reservation, it would show, which park days are already sold out and which park days are open. And this is great, except if you're going with people who have random blockout dates. And then you have to figure out, well, does this AP person, can this person go on this Saturday? Or is this person, which park? The calendar actually will now show you who can go to what park, and it has a little green circle if everyone in your group can go to that park. Again, for most people, this won't really matter, but for those of you who like to go with large groups or people who come from different backgrounds and different ticket types is what I mean by backgrounds, this will help you guys out and make it easier for you. And of course, they've been doing this lately, but they are claiming they are definitely going to send a confirmation email when it's all done, because I know a lot of people would say, well, I think I made park pass reservations. How do I know for sure? Disney is going to be sending you that email. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. A lot of my clients have always been afraid to cancel their reservations, and I totally get it, especially if they're currently on their vacation, right? So you take your whole family on vacation and you guessed ahead of time which parks your kiddos would want to go to. And then it comes to be the last day and your kids want to go back to Magic Kingdom, but oops, you booked Animal. So a lot of my clients would be calling me the night before, Nina, what do I do? My kids want to go to Magic Kingdom, but I have reservations for Animal. What do I do? You would have to cancel and then hope that Magic Kingdom, would remain open so you could get, modify, guys. Love that you can now modify. This is a nice change. However, this system, because it's new, has affected a few people who have trips that were booked previously, thus made park pass reservations previously. For the most of us, it hasn't changed. Our tickets are still there, all that good stuff. For other people, my clients included, I've had a few of them reach out to me. Either they can't modify, even the button says they can. A few people, their park pass reservations did indeed disappear, or it appears for some of the members, but not all of the members. And so you definitely want to go in right now as you're watching this video, if you can, open up your My Disney experience and just make sure everything is the way you remember it, just in case you were part of a weird glitch. But note this. If for some reason you have to change your tickets or cancel your tickets or adjust your actual ticket type, there is a chance that your park pass reservations can then be deleted or automatically canceled. It's within the system. So if you're gonna do a situation like that, you might wanna double check with Disney that your park pass reservations will indeed stick around. Or when your situation is over, go back and double check and re-get those park pass reservations. Because like I said earlier, you 100% have to have park pass reservations and a park ticket to get into a park. Disney is no longer just show up and we're gonna figure it out. You do have to do these things in advance, guys. And to ensure that you still have reservations, you need to always maintain that you have valid tickets. So for a lot of people who, for whatever reason, they bought tickets on the side, and I don't even know, people get into some situations. But if for some reason your tickets, you canceled them or something and they disappeared, your park pass reservations are gonna disappear as well. So just make sure to keep your park pass reservations that you always maintain tickets that are valid for those dates. And in some situations, you may just have to relink everything. So you do want to double check. Disney is saying it could take up to about 48 hours for things to kind of disappear and reappear and pop up and adjust. So you just want to double check. I can't give you 100% if you do this, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen, because this is a new situation. This is a new change. So my biggest advice to you guys right now is if you have a trip already booked, just pop into the app and make sure everything looks good. It will look a little different the way that it lists all the different people, but as long as everyone's kind of there and everyone has a park pass reservation and for the same day, you are good to go. In my situation, I will pop up pictures. Again, the kids and I are APs. The husband is not. Yes, I want my husband to be an AP, but they are not reopened for sale yet. So I am still buying my husband's standalone tickets. Anyway, so after this, all this happened, and I did wait my 48 hours, went into the system, and I noticed my husband has 2 park reservations for the same day for the same park using 2 different types of tickets. Then when I went to go apply his ticket for the rest of our trip, it wouldn't let me because he was using multiple tickets for one day according to the system. So I had to kind of cancel and relink and rebook and all that great stuff, which is fine because our trip is months away and there's plenty of park pass reservations for months out. This is really a big deal for those of you who are going soon because you want to make sure your park pass reservation, you know, they're still there and there's still availability in the parks. But if your trip isn't until 2023 or November or December, you've got time. You can always cancel and start fresh so that you are 100% in the new system. But yeah, that's kind of like the big change that has happened most recently over at Disney World. So yes, park pass reservations. And don't get me wrong, you have to do this at Disneyland as well. But let's move on. I did say I had an update here that had nothing to do with Disney World, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I feel like a lot of you could be thinking about this, but not really necessarily watching those videos on this. But that is Disney Cruise Line. So as you guys know, I recently got back from both the Disney Wish and the Disney Fantasy. I am 100% pro Disney Cruise. My family will tell you it is their favorite vacation more than anything else is to sail Disney Cruise Line. We have been on all the ships and we always have a blast. But when Disney Cruises came back, they had a lot of rules and regulations per COVID, right? Well, finally they are, you know, backing up a little bit from those protocols and procedures due to the CDC. All right, so let's get into that update, shall we? So this is involving COVID testing and vaccinations. Starting right now, kids under 12 no longer are required to be vaccinated. So that is ages 12 and up, right? 12 through adult, you do 100% need to be fully vaccinated right now to sail Disney Cruise Line. But those younger kiddos, those 11 and under, are not required to be vaxxed. This is a change. It was 5 and up. Now it's 12 and up. This is happening right now. But in addition to this, starting late September and November, if you're sailing the Disney Magic, they have changed some testing qualifications, which I personally love, having just been on a Disney cruise. The testing part is beyond stressful. So the fact that they have removed pre-cruise testing for anyone who's vaccinated, to me is, I love it. Huge, so excited. So like I said, starting late September for all the ships, Magic will be November, right? Anyone who is vaccinated no longer has to test for COVID pre-cruise. So that means anyone ages 12 and up, because you are mandatory have to be vaccinated, you 100% don't have to test for COVID before sailing. And of course, if you are younger than 12 and also vaccinated, you also don't have to test for COVID. So basically anyone who's vaxxed, no more pre-testing, which is great. Anyone who is under the 12 category and also not vaxxed, you do still have to test one to 3 days pre-cruise and show that negative COVID test. But basically that means no more testing at the port, which is great because nothing is more stressful than showing up for your vacation after taking a flight and you've got all the bags and all the excited kiddos and you get to the port and oops, someone popped a positive. Zero fun, guys. So yes, Disney's gotten rid of testing at the port. Anyone who's vaxxed, no more testing. Anyone who is not vaxxed, specifically under the age of 12, you still do have to test 1 to 3 days pre-cruise. So that is the change there for testing and vaccinations. But just happened like literally the cruise after mine, basically the second I got off the ship, this was announced. Characters, hugging is back finally on the ships. Hugging has been back in the parks for a while now, but the ships were kind of holding back a little bit. So yeah, I'm so disappointed I missed it. I would have loved to hug Captain Mickey and Minnie while I was on the ship, but yeah, hugging is back, guys, on the Disney cruises as well. So yeah, that's a huge update for Disney Cruise Line. But should we backtrack again and go back to Disney World? Let's do that. So I got a bunch of like kind of little updates here that might matter for a few of you. So let's pop into them. Next thing up is MagicBand Plus. Yes, I know I've done 2 exclusive videos on MagicBands, one totally on MagicBand Plus. But in case you didn't watch that video, here is the update. So there is 100% a delay in shipping if you ordered your MagicBand Plus on the app through your account, you know, to save that $10 per band. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch those videos. But yes, so there is a delay in shipping. Disney is well aware of it. Many people have blogged and flogged about it. Disney claims that they are shipping out MagicBands at this point based on reservation date. So if your trip isn't till October or November, don't worry about it. I know Disney said that you were going to get your band shipped within 10 days. Not really happening right now, but they are trying really hard to get people their bands who are, you know, vacationing really, really soon. So if your trip is out a bit, don't stress just yet. If your trip is coming up really, really soon, yeah, and you don't have your bands, just make sure you go to Disney, go to your front desk when you get to your hotel if you never got your bands, and talk to a cast member, a guest service worker, because they are helping people out, either giving vouchers or giving refunds or stuff like that. Disney knows this is an issue. Disney knows people ordered MagicBands. They ordered them the second they were released, and then they're not shipping in time for people to get them before their trips. So if you're like me and you didn't get your MagicBands in time, just talk to Disney about it. They are definitely helping people out and trying to make up for that situation. But for those of you who have trips kind of further out, don't stress yet. The 10 days isn't happening, but they are working hard to make sure people are getting their bands in time. So that is the MagicBand Plus update for you guys. Next things up is, well, in the theme park. You ready for this? Tusker House. Woo-hoo-hoo. I absolutely love Tusker House. It is the character meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner over at Animal Kingdom. The big update now is they have been family style since they reopened. Family style meaning they put a bunch of food on the table and you grab and eat whatever you want. Starting November 1st, guys, they are back to buffet. And I'm hoping this means back to buffet with their normal cuisine and food and the whole situation. But yeah, Tusker House, it is the character meal with Safari Donald and Daisy and Mickey and Pluto over at Animal Kingdom. So that's the update. They're going from family style to buffet. Next up, Genie Plus. Of course, I have to talk about Genie Plus, guys. When do I not do an updates video and I don't talk about Genie Plus? This is a simple update though. So basically, and I kind of love this update actually, is Disney has a when you can book time now on the app. What does this mean? So all these videos and I've done and I've said, well, you can get your next pass in 2 hours, or you can get your next pass after you scan into this ride and all this stuff. And I'm talking about when you can get your next pass. And everyone's writing in, well, what does that mean? You know, when is my next pass? So there are 2 ways you can get your next Genie Plus pass. Ready for it? You either ride a ride, which typically requires you to scan in 2 times. You scan in with your MagicBand or your Key to the World card, right? Scan, scan. Then you can get another pass. Or if you made a pass that's for later in the day and you're not scanning into anything yet, Disney says 2 hours after you made that pass, you can make another pass. Well, a lot of people will forget, well, did I make that pass at 2? Did I make it at 2:15? And you forget when you made that pass for when you get to make your second pass. Well, thank you, Disney. Finally, up on the Genie Plus site, when you actually purchase Disney, which I can't really show you because I currently don't have Disney, Genie Plus, I'm at home. They actually have a when you can book time popped up now, which means it will now tell you you can book your next pass at 12:30. You can book your next pass at 1:15, whatever it is. So you no longer have to remember what was 2 hours, what? A lot of people actually set their alarms on their phone for every 2 hours so that they know when they can make their next pass. So now you can 100% set that alarm for the exact time because the update actually tells you, according to Genie Plus, when you can book your next ride pass, right? Your next Lightning Lane pass. So yes, thank you for that update, Genie Plus. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So the next thing up is the Galactic Star Cruiser. Woohoo! Those of you who don't know, I have been on the Galactic Star Cruiser, so of course watch those videos. If you're interested in booking the Galactic Star Cruiser, that's right, Nina the travel agent books the Galactic Star Cruiser. But here's the update. You ready for this? 2023. Now open, finally, for all the people that have been waiting to book the Galactic Star Cruiser for next year, have been waiting a lot longer than everyone else who want to book Disney World and Disneyland. All those Star Wars people had to wait a lot longer than everyone else. But yes, 2023 is finally open for the Galactic Star Cruiser. And yes, prices did go up. Prices always go up. So although the price point isn't an extreme difference, yes, prices go up. Prices for all hotels always go up the following year. So it's not really a big deal in terms of, you know, the nightly rate, so to speak. But 2 very specific things, the prices did go up. First thing is the photo package. So I have talked about this in my video before. When you're on the Galactic Star Cruiser, you can book a photo session. That is a 30-minute session where a couple of cast members with cameras follow you around the Galactic Star Cruiser and take some amazing photos of you and your family with your lightsaber and your costumes or whatever you have going on. And that was an introductory price of $99. It was a really good deal. We did it. We loved it. It was 100% worth our $99. But as everything, this was an introductory price. And all the people who booked multiple sessions, yes, some families would book 2 or 3 sessions in a row, kind of hogging up all those cast member times. But that was their right to do that, right? They paid for it, they get to do it. Anyway, all those people and people like me have basically shown Disney that we love the photo package and they raised the price from $99 to $399. That is like a $300 raise in price. So now, yeah, if you want to do the photo package, if you aren't currently sailing very, very soon, basically people before October 18th, you still will get the $99. Anyone who is sailing, yeah, I guess they're sailing, right? People sailing on the Galactic Star Cruiser post October 18th, you have to pay the up rate of $3.99, which gets a lot of people to ask, well, Nina, can I just get Memory Maker? Yes, there are a few select Memory Maker cast members aboard the Star Cruiser to take your pictures as well. But if you want the special Galactic Star Cruiser kind of photo sessions, that is the $3.99. So basically the photo sessions and Memory Maker are two completely different things. You can get both or you can get one or the other, but we're gonna move on from that. So yes, the price went up from $99 to $3.99. Also the captain's table. The captain's table is kind of a central table over in the dining room. Doesn't actually feature a captain, as we sadly found out. That price went up a little bit too. That is now $50 per person to eat at the captain's table. This is something that sells up pretty much instantly. If you want the captain's table, you need to be the first person to book it on your cruise. So I think it only sits, what was it, like 11 people at the captain's table? So if that's something that interests you, just know that yes, the price went up and I do expect it to still book up pretty fast. The price didn't raise that much, although I personally probably would not pay for the captain's table again. $50 per person is $200 for my family. And the only real difference is a location, which wasn't that amazing. You do get a special toast, and you got a special like hors d'oeuvre or two. It wasn't outrageous for me to want to spend that again, but it is a pretty cool situation. And if it's your first time, you know, whatever. But yes, that price went up at the captain's table to $50 per person. Next up, Epcot. You guys ready for this? So slowly but surely, Disney is bringing back all of their fun tours, right? All the little tours. If you guys don't know about it, Disney loves to have specific tours throughout property that you can take. They have a bunch over at Animal Kingdom for the animals. Love those tours. They have the Key to the World tour over at Magic Kingdom, where you get to explore kind of the hidden secret tunnels of Magic Kingdom. But Epcot has finally announced that starting October 2nd, so here next month, all three of their tours are coming back. This means the Behind the Seeds tour. So many people have written to me about this tour. It's coming back, guys. It is $35 per person, and it is an up-close walking tour of the land. The land ride over in the Land Pavilion. So you're walking around for about an hour, and you are gonna walk around it from a cast member, and you're gonna learn all about the fish in the area and the several greenhouses and how they do sustainable living and all that great stuff over at Epcot. Again, Behind the Seeds, seeds like plant a seed, is the name of the tour. The other two are Epcot Sea Adventures. Now there's two, guys. One is a dive quest. This actually requires you to be scuba certified. So know this in advance. Scuba certified. It is $219 per person. And you're actually going to dive into the Sea Base Aquarium over at Epcot. So a huge giant tank with turtles and sharks and fish and all that great things. It's a 2-hour tour. It is for ages 10 and up, but you're only doing about 40 minutes worth of diving. So mixed in with your actual diving time, they are going to talk to you about, you know, the animals and taking care of the animals and all that kind of great stuff. So that is Dive Quest. Again, 100% need to be scuba certified. If for some reason you are not scuba certified, Nina's not scuba certified, you can actually do the Dolphins in Depth tour. That's right, you heard me. I said dolphins. That is $199 per person, and that is also a 2-hour tour. Note, you are not, and I repeat, not swimming with the dolphins. This is not a Port Adventures on Disney Cruise Line where you are swimming with dolphins. This is you hanging out with dolphins. It is actually 30 minutes with the dolphins. The rest of the tour is, again, you're talking to the cast members, you're learning about the care and responsibilities and the lifestyle of these amazing creatures, those dolphins. 30 minutes of that time you will be kind of hanging out a little bit in the water with dolphins, but you are not swimming with the dolphins, you know, you're hanging out with dolphins over at Epcot Sea Adventures. So yeah, starting October 2nd, those 3 tours are back. And I will have to say that as a travel agent, I have booked those tours a lot in the past, a lot. And I have never, ever had a client come back and told me they were unsatisfied. So yeah, absolutely love the tours over at Disney World. If you just type in tour in the search engine, you can see all the different tours that Disney World does. And yeah, a lot of amazing ones. But we're gonna move on. The next one is Fantasmic, guys. Woohoo! Finally! Fantasmic has been rumored to be opening 2022, but it's September. Like, when in 2022, Disney? Yeah, so it still says reopening 2022. However, there has been signs of reopening coming soon. Cast members are actually, they've been hired and they are now in rehearsal for Fantasmic. So I'm expecting a Fantasmic announcement here very, very soon. It was several months ago, it was rumored that Fantasmic was actually testing out fireworks. So yeah, we've been waiting for this information for a while. For those of you who don't know, Fantasmic is a show over at Hollywood Studios, which is great because right now Hollywood Studios, although they do have that projection / fireworks show in the evening, Fantasmic was their big nighttime show. It's actually in an outdoor theater-like pavilion where you kind of sit around this man-made water area, and it is a nice fight between good versus evil, essentially, without giving it away too much, Mickey Mouse versus Maleficent. Whole bunch of characters and cast come out and yeah, are involved with this show. There are fireworks and some really cool projections on water and music. And yeah, I actually really do enjoy Fantasmic. They have Fantasmic over at Disneyland as well. It's one of my favorite shows. And secret, Nina's going to Disneyland in 2 weeks. So yes, I will be catching Disneyland's Fantasmic here very, very soon, and then hopefully Disney World's next. So yeah, Fantasmic, guys, finally, we are seeing signs of this finally returning. And my next or final updates here is not really an update, but it's an update for those of you who want to know. A couple months ago, I put out some updates that involved transportation for Disney World. As most of you guys know, the Magical Express is not happening. So anyone who flies into MCO needs to figure out how they're gonna go from the airport to Disney World. And so I put out a few videos, you know, showcasing a few different companies that I've personally used or I've heard about and blah, blah, blah. Just wanna give an update. I have used the Sunshine Flyer now 3 times. And so I just want to say, yeah, give them a try, basically. So I have done a private driver situation with Southern Elegance limos. Absolutely love them if you're looking for the full experience, that direct experience over here for a private driver. But for those of you who are looking for a little bit of a cheaper situation, yeah, I was pretty impressed with Sunshine Flyer, just, you know, my own personal experience here. Just so you know, they are $16 each way per person, so that's $32 round trip. They do often offer the kids ride free promotion, which means kiddos ages 9 and under could be free, so check that out. The only situation about Sunshine Flyer is they are not a 24-hour situation, which is why I didn't overly push them in the beginning. But if you are someone who's flying during that average day time set, Sunshine Flyer could be a good option for you. So they start picking people up at 4 a.m. and that is for a 7 a.m. flight. So if you have flights heading back home starting at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., this is a good option. The thing that kind of gets a little iffy is their last bus is at 11 p.m. So flying into MCO, if you're getting close to that 11 p.m. zone, you probably don't want to get Sunshine Flyer. For those of you who are worried about your flight getting canceled and delayed and pushed back, that could also be an issue for you. But for those of you who are flying pretty much during the day or early evening, yeah, I found Sunshine Flyer to be good. They showed up when they were supposed to. The bus was clean. They play some fun little trivia and little movies on the screen. The whole situation won't take longer than 60 minutes, which is great. And they only stop at most 3 or 4 resorts. And all 3 times that I used them, the bus was empty, which is nice to not have a whole, bunch of people on the bus, which means more stops and taking longer and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to kind of throw it out there for those of you who are looking for transportation options to Disney. There are lots, and I've talked about them before. I'm just in this given section here, just mentioning that, yeah, Sunshine Flyer, can't say anything bad at this point. I do wish they were a 24-hour operation. That would make me feel a little bit better for people who might get their flight kind of delayed or canceled or rebooked and all that good stuff. But yeah, for $16, we were happy. They picked us up on time and they dropped us off. It wasn't too long. It was great. So yeah, that's my little update here with Sunshine Flyer and Disney World in general. All right, guys, well, that's it for me. I hope you did enjoy this video. I try to do Disney World update video. It's about once a month, or depending on how many updates Disney wants to share with us. I think the biggest one was indeed the Park Pass reservation, so make sure you double check that your reservations are still there. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, yeah, you need to get Park Pass reservations. Every single person needs them who has a park ticket. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. What part of these updates were you excited to hear about? Who else loves Fantasmic? Anyone out there? Behind the scenes tour, who is gonna do these Epcot tours? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you've had Park Pass reservation snafus because of this update, let me know as well. But as always, guys, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye, guys.